Cool. Okay, so Wisdom Wednesday, October 23rd. I know it's October 23rd because there was like a really big announcement like an hour ago. Let me just kind of share my desktop here. Here is our agenda for this morning. Let me just hold on. You try that again. I want to make sure I optimize my sound and optimize my video because I got some videos today. Here we go. Oh, all right, so this is just our quick announcement, or agenda, I should say, a rate announcement that has already been announced. I'll let Chris share that information. I do just want to touch on the Kickstart content plan. A month and a half ago when we had our kickoff meeting in the fall, Recharge, we kind of presented that concept, and there's been a few people that have kind of jumped on that. I want to show you a few samples that are pretty exciting, pretty magnificent, I might say. Boy, this keeps coming up. CMAs, you guys know you're listing houses right now, and some of them, if they're overpriced, they're just sitting. But the challenge that you have right now, as rate announcements and government policies come into place to get people excited to motivate and stimulate the economy or the markets, the sellers start going, hey, maybe I should hold on. So I think your best defense is a strong offense in making sure out of the gate you're doing your CMAs. And I got 3 tips that I think really make sense as far as points to bring up while you're doing your CMAs. Tio and a few agents from the Orangeville office went to the Orangeville Board of Trade yesterday, and I'd love Tio to share some highlights on that. That was 5 hours workshop, so that was a really big day investment on her part and the people that attended. So looking forward to hearing that. I want to share just a few pop-by ideas, a few scary stories, of course, that I've heard over the last week, and some success stories, and then kind of close things off with the potluck. Of course, big party next week. I hope everybody comes out to that. Cool. And guys, I'll make sure to, if there's any questions through whatever topic we're chatting about, just interrupt and start asking a question or comment. The purpose of Wisdom Wednesdays is not for Trevor to talk the whole time, although I've got an agenda, I've got a little presentation. It's to have people participate, and there's some seasoned agents here and some very smart agents. We may not all be as seasoned as others, but share. Like, that's the whole point of this. So yeah. I posted this video. Let's have a listen, and hopefully this comes through.
A kid walked into the class about 15 minutes in, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't allow people late in the class. And it was an uncomfortable moment, and then he walked out. And then he wrote me a diatribe saying, I was checking all the classes, I was auditing the classes, I was going to be in your class for 5 minutes and go to another one. And I said, okay, I get that, but I don't allow that. And I just wrote a response to him. I X'd out his name, and I said, this is in my next syllabus. I said, this is my late policy. And it got picked up by the media. I say to young people, get the easy stuff right. I screwed up so much. I was late all the time, worked my ass off, and then I'd be late to a meeting. I mean, just get the easy stuff right. Show up, dress well. Don't speak your first 6 months at a job. Just listen. There's just basics. Shower. Like, young men aren't showering. Get the easy stuff right. And I speak from experience. I used to work so hard and I would get the easy stuff wrong. I wouldn't be kind sometimes, right? Say stupid shit or, I just get the easy stuff right. And I think there's some basic blocking and tackling. Have manners, follow up, just basics. So many young people don't make the mistake of thinking anyone cares about your politics at work. That's the one I hate. People will nod and call you a leader for complaining, and then memo to self, next layoff, you're out of here. Get the simple stuff right.
I like that video for so many reasons. And I'll just pause it for a sec here.
Luxembourg, Ontario. And for G0J8.
And all good, guys. Just make sure you mute your lines if you don't mind. I just love that video. I mean, I got nothing against young men not showering. That really wasn't my point at all. We all know I got a 13-year-old shower mouth. Let's go. Actually, he smells pretty good. But there's some real basic things there. I think we need to remind ourselves. 2 things that are pet peeves for me, and if I'm a consumer, it bothers the consumers as well. Showing up late, punctuality, the art of punctuality. I don't know where that went. And I think that's something that is important to mention. I think there was a note there, be kind. I try to be as kind as I possibly can, whether I'm at a networking event, with my family, with my friends, at work. I mean, you can never go wrong. You know, no, is anybody really ever mad at me? Not really. I mean, but because we're just trying to do the best we can. We're being kind, put it out there. Yeah, so anyways, a lot of great messages in there. I just thought that was a great video. I wanted to share that. Get the easy stuff right. And I'm going to talk about that. I think one of the, my point to this is the CMA. I really do. This is the big message. This is going to be the topic for the next 4 months. It's going to be your crux. If you don't figure this out, how are you managing the expectations of someone saying two things? Maybe I should wait till the spring market. And then when you get there, my house is worth that much more. And I was here last night till 9:30. By the way, I know who my top performers are. They're here till 9:30 at night as well too. And a lot of you are working at home as well too, so that's not a knock. But I will say I was witness to a deal, and the deal was struggling only because the seller was like, wait a second, the rate announcement is going to come out tomorrow. I think my house is going to be worth more in days, if not, the next 24 hours here. So that my first response to that is the question was, Trevor, how are we handling it? My first question is like, well, what did the CMA say? And there was eyes rolling. Oh my gosh, Trevor. But I can't comment. I can't advise someone without data. We don't make decisions on feelings. Well, we do actually, but professionals shouldn't be. Professionals should be based on something with truer authority. And that's anyways, that's my message on that. I got one more video to share with you, so just bear with me here.
A kid walked into
Not this guy here.
Hey, when the Bank of Canada, the tomorrow's Bank of Canada announcement is bigger coverage than the Super Bowl, your country's a little bit fucked, okay? Like, that's how it works. I'm serious. Like, what country pays as much attention to a central bank rate cut, the Bank of Canada rate cut, as Canada does? Like, people are talking about it, and it's all over the media, and it's all over social media, and it's.
This is a character. Chris and I both follow him. He's a mortgage guy. I'm big fan. Obviously, Ron. What do you expect when groceries in the last 2 years increased by 3 times multiple, and home values decrease anywhere between 25 to 30%? Like, that's a game. Super Bowl's a game. This is a joke, right? And I know he's doing it for content and follows and likes and all that stuff, but this is making and breaking people's lives. And you guys are hearing it, you guys are seeing it, you're seeing it firsthand. So it's just about kind of like the relevance of the real estate market, the relevance of these rate cuts. It's impacting people's lives. We know it is. So, anyways, on that note, Chris, I mean, talk to us. What was the big news today, this morning? I'm sure everybody's already heard, but tell us that impact.
Was that today?
Was it today?
Big news. The Bank of Canada down 50 points today, so that brings our prime rate down to 5.95 bank prime. Presumably, I mean, it's not always guaranteed, but we assume the banks will drop it by the same amount. So one of the things I've been hearing a lot lately, and I've talked a little bit about in some of our lunch and learns, is that we're our 5-year fixed rates are probably not going to drop that much more. We're probably getting close to the bottom. What typically happens is you have variable rates that are lower than the 5-year fixed, and right now we're still higher. So as the rates drop, we're going to see the variable rates drop faster. I think there's still a bit of room on the fixed, but it's really the variable rate that's going to be the big difference maker. So on the fixed rate, those drops have largely been priced in already. So I mean, the good news is that those rates are continuing to drop, but in terms of qualifying, unless they do something with the qualifying rate, we're still qualifying people for the most money on the 5-year fixed rate. So that's not going to change anytime soon. It's going to be a while before the variable gets there. At least, I would say second quarter next year. So for people thinking that it's going to make a huge difference to to market values and those kinds of things, I think they're dreaming. I don't think there's a big value of waiting at this point.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and an item to even write down, because you guys are going to have sellers right now that are going to be, they're already like, walking around like Vince McMahon, coming down the stage. The rates are coming down. That means my price is going back up. It takes time, as it took time for the prices to come down to where they are since February 2022. It took time. It took until about August to kind of start to be at that range there. So I appreciate that, Chris.
Wasn't there just something that came in from the real estate association that about they actually downgraded the expectations of market value for over the next year? Like they didn't think it was going to go up as much as everyone was predicting. Did I misinterpret that?
I didn't take note of that. Sorry, that came from the Toronto Real Estate Board?
I don't know if I think it was the Canadian Real Estate Board. I could be wrong though.
And this is the frustrating part. Like but what we're talking about right now are rates, right? These are external factors within our business of real estate. When many of you, I sit down, we talk about SWOT analysis, your strengths and your weaknesses about your business. Those are things that you guys can control today within your business, within yourselves. Opportunities in the market and threats in the market, those are external factors. This is where rates could be either an opportunity or a threat, but we can't control that, right? So predicting necessarily, we're not in the prediction game. And then based on these opportunities and threats and these external factors, what can I do with my strengths and weaknesses to complement that to either capture or avoid the risk, right? So however we interpret a rate coming down by 50 basis points or a basis point, it's good to know, but where are you using your assets within your business, your strengths and weaknesses to capitalize on that? Because it's about capitalization, isn't it? Isn't that what we're doing this for? We're not doing, this isn't a cult, this isn't a social group, we're not a book club here. We're talking about how we grow our business with these pieces of information as well. So, but Chris, I didn't read that article. I'll check that out though. Yeah,
I may have misread it. So
no, okay. I do, like as Chris mentioned there, both Simone and Chris did a session last month on really just the fundamentals of when it comes to the legal process of how to kind of prepare for your clients if they're either on the purchasing or the sales side, but what's involved in that from a legal standpoint. And then Chris, on a financial standpoint, the mortgages and how these two groups, whether it be Chris and Simona or mortgage and a lawyer, how they connect and how all the dots connect there in that sense. It was a great session, but they do have another session, which I think a lot of you are going to want to come and attend. Actually, I strongly recommend everybody attend this session on November 12th, 11 a.m. I'm sure there's going to be some lovely food there, but Simona and Chris will be speaking in regards to the landlord and tenant board. This is probably the biggest question that it's a massive rabbit hole to answer a question in regards to, well, what do we do in this situation when it comes to landlord and tenant boards? There's a heck of a lot of information. So this is going to be a great session. Simona, I'm really excited to hear you chat about this because you have so much experience in this area. And again, Simona is representing Mayfair Law Group here. But Simona, tell us what's the basis of what you're covering off on this session?
So when it comes to realtors and the landlord and tenant board, I always try to tell them stay away because you don't want to get involved. And the more information I think that we give them, the more they will understand that this is something that somebody else should handle. So when they have their clients coming to them, prospective clients asking them about, the landlord and tenant board, they can have a general sense of how to respond. But with that, they can turn around and say, here, speak to these professionals. I really suggest you speak to a paralegal or a lawyer. I want to give a general overview of what's happening in the board before and after, so people understand that it's not going to be quick. It's going to be a very long process, and it's very expensive, and it's a very upsetting process, especially if you are the landlord.
Yeah. I got to say, this question is I do something very similar when an agent asks me that question, because the opportunities to get ourselves as agents into trouble in answering this, although we need to be and are quite knowledgeable on this. And if you've never gone to the website, the Landlord Tenant Board, you should be reviewing that. But again, Simona will kind of review the basics with us on that day. So I'm really excited about it. But this is one that everybody needs to be aware of. So book that in your calendars, guys, please.
Yeah, and Trevor, before you move on from that, just to note, you and I have a court case in February that involves the landlord tenant board, because again, just exactly what she's saying, be very careful what advice you give. The quicker you can turn it over to a legal professional to handle that for you, because yeah, it's complicated, and the company and the salesperson are now beckoned to show up at court. So check with Simona.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. And thank goodness for RICO. Guys, anybody can sue anybody in Canada for any reason if they've got the money and they do the file paperwork properly. So we seem to be a target because we are the brokerage and we hold some sort of liability insurance. So anyways, moving on. Okay, so I just want to share really quickly. We did mention this. There's Faryal. We did mention this at our recharge session in September, but I do want to just kind of give you an update. A few people have done some videos here, and before I release anything, I probably should have asked permission, but I'm only showing a couple videos. So hopefully I can do this, Sherry. I think Sherry's on the call. But I'm seeing some great things, and let's just let these videos speak for themselves here.
Hi, I'm Sherry Paletti with Century 21 Millennium. For me, real estate is more than just a job or a transaction. It is a journey that we take together. I absolutely love working with people and guiding them through such an important decision and moment in their lives. I pride myself on building relationships based on trust, honesty, and direct communication. Whether you're buying your first home or selling a property that you have cherished for many, many years, I am here to guide you every step of the way. While I specialize in residential homes, my expertise extends to rural properties, including equestrian facilities. My love for horses, inspired by my love for my own horse, Sarah, has given me a unique understanding of what buyers and sellers in this niche market are looking for. So, if you are looking for an agent who will not only work hard for you, but also truly cares about your goals, let's chat and let's make this move together.
I absolutely love what Sherry has done here. On the right of the screen, I'm just kind of playing the video. Ashley, who has done the real basic package that we were kind of talking about. Sherry, as you can see, the video, the videography that she's done, the thoughtfulness of her script there. She's worked with Property Vision to do that video. That was an investment that she made there, but I think that was a well-spent investment. I'm really impressed, and again, just kind of a...
Hi, I'm Sherry Paletti with Century 21 Millennium. I'm really excited to work with you on selling your home. First, we'll start with an in-depth consultation where I'll learn about your goals and timeline. I'll then assess your property, and using my knowledge of the local market, I'll provide a comparative market analysis to help you determine the right price for your home. Pricing it correctly from the beginning is key to attracting the right buyers. Once we establish a listing price, I'll handle all aspects of marketing your home. I'll arrange for professional photos, video, and virtual tours to showcase your property in the best light. Your listing will be featured on popular real estate platforms, social media, and email campaigns to ensure maximum visibility. I'll also use my network and contacts to connect with potential buyers who may be interested. Let's not forget about my favorite part of the selling process, staging. I offer free professional staging to ensure that when the buyer walks through your home, it will be love at first sight. When they're reflecting back over the homes that they saw during that day, trust me, your home will be the most memorable. When I receive offers, I'll handle negotiations to ensure you get the best deal, not just on the price, but in terms that work for you. I'll advise you on how to respond to offers, negotiate counteroffers, and make sure all conditions are favorable. My job is to protect your interests throughout the entire process. Once an offer is accepted, I'll guide you through the closing process. This includes coordinating with lawyers, inspectors, and the buyer's agent to ensure everything stays on track. I'll manage the paperwork and timelines so you don't have to worry about a thing. From listing your home to closing day, I'll be by your side, handling every detail and keeping you informed. My goal is to get your home sold for the best price in the shortest time with the least amount of stress.
I mean, I absolutely love how she did this video and worked on a script with Property Vision. I mean, but this is her story. This is her words. Let's be very clear. And they worked very hard on this. This was a full package that she was put together. She was provided reels. She's being provided a photo suite there.
Real estate is more than just a job or a transaction. It is a journey that leads.
But this is such a wonderful package. Again, the plan that you see here, the brochure plan, you can do these videos yourselves, upload them to the media portal, or send that over to Property Vision, or it can be a different company. Guys, I only use Property Vision because they kind of like are working with me as I develop this vision of this delivery system, which I think is ingenious. Not because it's my idea or vision, because this is a tool that nobody else has that allows you to communicate even when you're not there with that client, and they're kind of sounding board off of the people that they trust. So that little package there, less than $300, sure, why not? Now the package that Sherry went for, and I'm not able to show everything here, but there's a lot that goes into that. But you can also see you get what you pay for as well too. So I just I'll just take a little break here. First off, I just want to say, if Sherry's on the call, I'm sorry, I should have asked permission, but I asked for forgiveness rather than permission, but
It's
wow.
all good.
Okay, but Sherry, that was incredible. When I saw that on Monday, I couldn't hold back. Like, we got to share that with this group to kind of show this is what it can be, and I think it's pretty spectacular. I love your script. I know you worked hard on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, like those are your words, and it was so crisp. That's the word my kids use. And I thought you had a series of videos. You came with different outfits that day. It was a whole day event. You really did it well. I loved how you pulled in your love for something so personal, the equestria, the horse, the love for, like, people do business with people they like, who know how to have fun. I mean, you just look like an absolute sweet person to deal with, and someone I can relate to, and many people can relate to. So I just really, really amazing work. But it wasn't easy, was it, Jerry?
No, it wasn't easy, but they guided me, and they were very professional. So yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for letting me share that, Sherry. I'm sure you're going to be upset with me later. Hope not. But no, it was such a beautiful.
I think it's important, because I think that it's a very good marketing tool. And I love the idea of sharing that with clients and then also on social media. So it's important.
Cool. Yeah, that is awesome. So again, you know, this is a new concept for Millennium agents. I got to say, so many of you are starting to use this, so I'm really liking that. And you can spend as little as you want. You can just do a video and upload it, and there you go. Or you can really go gangbuster on this and do what Sherry has done there as well too. So, anyways, great work and great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear the feedback and results yourself there. So. That's cool. Any questions on that, guys? I see a lot of comments. Everybody just loves Sherry. Sherry came to us, was referred to us by Ricky, of course, and she came from a competing brand. Actually, there's a lot of agents that are on different competing brands on this call here today. I think people go to a brokerage, and let me self-acknowledge here. They go to a brokerage where their stories are going to be explored, and then they can kind of get that out to their market that they're intending to speak to, and they're looking for a brokerage that has it true innovation and support. And I think we got it. I think we got it all. We got it across all offices, and of course the new office that's opening up with Beth. I mean, she's got it as well too. So I'm really excited on the trajectory. We're doing the right things here, and people are responding. So that's exciting. All right, back into my presentation here. Okay, so that was the really fun stuff, the real beautiful videos there, and that we shared. So we've got that there. I said to you at the beginning of the call, we've got our biggest challenge right now, at least as I'm taking calls from agents. This is our biggest challenge right now, and it's getting the price right. Here's the listing. It's one of our agents. I'm not going to say their name. I blocked out the details here. I just want to be respectful of privacy. But here's a listing here, originally listed at $799, as you can see, and it's been on the market for 91 days. So this property is not selling. Two things I'm hearing back from sellers through agents. Maybe I should wait till the spring for the market to come back. Everybody's predicting, and the rates and the policies, et cetera, et cetera. And I would agree in many senses with that sentiment. But the other thing that is happening is, you know, you've got your property on the market right now, and then these moments of either hope or, hey, maybe I can get more if I just hold out a little bit longer. The way you're going to defend here, the way you're going to get this is you've got to start with an appropriate comparative market analysis. So the agent reached out to me, Trevor, I'm really struggling. It'd be nice if I can get just a second opinion from my manager, and absolutely, I would do this for this agent. I do this for anybody, as long as you're doing the work as well too. I'm here to help and support. I'm here to help you win. And if that winning requires, you know, that second validation point there, I'm here to do it. Absolutely. When I did the CMA, rather than seeing the $799 numbers, as you can imagine, I didn't find that number. You know, where is that, and should that be priced really between $765 and $780? How I got that was going through the comparative market analysis software through Realm. Yes, it's a new software. Yes, I preferred the Stratus, but actually, as I start using this even more, the aesthetics of this is quite beautiful. But you can see how one agent might look at this and go, well, here are the comparables. So my prices, or even the seller might be going, you know, they got 800, 830, 830, 830, 840. Boy, maybe my price should be in that range as well too, but you didn't do those adjustments. See that adjusted price comment there? That's where the magic is. That's where the difference is. And again, I'm not doing a full CMA with anybody here. I'm just showing you an example of here's one of the comparables. I've got some adjustments that I've done here. I've done an adjustment on approximate square footage. I gave value to a balcony, and I gave an area influence because it was an end unit on this property here in comparison to the one that we're looking at. The total is about $55,000 in adjustments there, which of course, it's not 830. We're going to subtract $55,000, which gives us that 775, which is really where that product is in the range. And how do I do that? I have a set of adjustments that I go by. And you guys have access to this, and if you don't, just please reach out. I do have an updated one, so this is kind of just a reference here. If you want that updated one, just reach out. Actually, I should say, if you want this updated adjustment, please go through. Show me you can do a CMA on the very basics. That's step one, using the software and you actually getting into it. The adjustments is the second part, but really those adjustments are what makes truly a CMA. Also remember, a CMA only reflects what happened in the past. And this is where I get into kind of like where I think if a CMA only looks at what's happened in the last 3 to 6 months, for example, but what does that mean for the future? And these are the 3 tips I really want to help you, helping not predict the future, but factors that someone needs to, a seller needs to be, they need to hear as far as setting those expectations. So here's the first point that I made to the seller. You know, please look at the number, because this was a condo townhome. Please look at the number of condo townhomes that have sold in Mississauga. We are now at the lowest number of homes sold in September since January. And how did I get that information? I just kind of plugged in the details in a spreadsheet, and from this spreadsheet I made this little chart. But this is, I'm going into grabbing the data. Where did I get that data? It's just accessible to you guys the same way it is to me. I go to Market Stats and I go into regional reports, and that's where I'm getting the details. It's really nothing special. I just know where to go. And then when I get that information, I know kind of how to use an Excel spreadsheet to kind of just, this is what this data means to you. And so that's something, if I'm a seller, I should know, wow, I'm thinking the market's getting better, but that's not what the data is showing me in the past 6 to 8 months. It's actually showing me it's getting worse. So that's an important piece of information. Another piece of information is, you know, where's the state of the market? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? I know you guys have heard this before, but again, let me just review it. Between 0 and 4 months of inventory, it's a seller's market. 4 to 6 is a balanced market. And then 6 and beyond 6 and above is a buyer's market. And what does that simply mean? Let's say I have 6 months of inventory. How I would easily describe it is that there are 6 houses on the market that given month. One of them is going to sell. Okay, that's how so if it's 1 month of inventory, there's 1 house available for sale on the market, and that house sells. So that means there's not a lot of options for buyers for houses to sell. So you can see, again, this is important information. If the seller is saying to you, I think the market's going to change, I think it's getting better, I would look at a report like this, and I've even gone so far as to kind of compare the average home within Mississauga versus the average townhouse condo, because some people get into the weeds. Well, townhouse condo is way more valuable. It's at the lower end of it. Well, let's look at that. Let's look across all the products here as well too. And again, what both show me is that yes, it's becoming closer and closer to a buyer's market versus the seller's market. We all, if we're agents, we've been in the business since February. We knew February was a really good month, and March was a little bit trailing into that as well too. It's a very short kind of excitement to the market, but yeah, I look back and go, yeah, that makes sense. And it makes sense where we're at right now as well too. The data tells me so. And the third point that, again, these are tips that if a seller is challenging you on this, you need to know where to go get that information and how to describe it. And again, I'm recording this call so you can kind of go back to it and what are the points there. But even, again, I look at two units here. Like one is just the active townhomes. As far as listings available in the market, active listings, and then I just took all the houses in Mississauga, and so you can see that there are 350 active listings available in the condo townhouse market here right now. And I have gone back all the way to January 2022, but take a look at, as we look a little bit macro in the city of Mississauga, in the last 4 months there, you can see the last 4 months here, we've gone beyond 2,000 active listings per month. So, and again, just the month of September, if someone is telling me, no, the market is changing, well, it might be in the future, but the trend doesn't show me that. The trend shows me we got a lot of units and available products on the marketplace, and we have never seen this before. I can go back 5 years, which I have. We've never seen a market like this where there's that much inventory. And
Hi,
this,
Sarah. Hi, Lydia. Hi.
yeah, so
I
this
just
is,
saw you missed your
Lydia, if you
call.
can mute your
Oh,
call
it
there.
must have been a pocket call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, by mistake. I'll be.
Got it. Sorry, guys. So back to this again. It's the data is important. If you know how to pull the data, this gives you a position of authority. Now, you could be saying in your head, no, Trevor, you don't know my seller. He or she is an absolute know-it-all. Maybe so, but it's not now when you're getting an offer that's underpriced and they're arguing. That's not when you set the expectations. These 3 points, these setting of the expectations, when should they be presented? At the beginning of your sales process. Yes, you're being interviewed for a listing to sell a house for top dollar. But I say this with great respect to the market, to our clients. You, the agent, are also interviewing whether or not this is someone you're going to invest, not just your time, but your money as well too. We don't get paid out for 3 to 6 months at times on some of these investments we do. Guys, you're the ones that should be interviewing. If they are not resonating and going, yes, I hear you. Yes, I understand. No, this is the way it's going to be. That may not be the right fit for you in the market. I can tell you there's a lot of agents taking listings that they shouldn't be taking those listings. Again, if you can have these types of conversations and you're like, okay, I'm getting a reciprocal understanding back, okay, move forward, right? But anyways, so I think you guys kind of get my point on that. I will close off on this point here and then let Tio speak. I asked Tio to interrupt me when I talk too much. She hasn't done it yet, so maybe I'm not talking too much, but I am. If I gave you guys a problem and I told you the answer, and trust me, this is the answer, you might say, okay, and then you go to ChatGPT and, well, what's the answer for this? This is the process of what we're doing when we're trying to win listings. You can tell someone the price. If you don't show them your work and the process through that, they're going to be either not trusting you, your competence. And again, why do people purchase from us or use us? Our character and our competence. And the competence is going to far outweigh that character. I need to know when I hire Sherry, for example, that she is, as she said in her videos, I'm going to get you the top dollar in the quickest amount of time, stress-free. I need to see that. You need to show me how you're going to do that. A proper CMA does allow you to do that. So the moral of this whole story is show your work. Take them through the steps, explain yourself, empathize, because this is something that they haven't done, and they haven't sold their house in 10 years, and they don't forget. We do this all the time. So really have the patience to go through the explanation and how you get to that answer. And as I started this session off, get the easy stuff right. I'm telling you, this shouldn't be calculus to you and not understanding it. This is the information only you have. And historically, we hold the sold data. We are here as professionals. This is the easy stuff. If you're not doing this, you're avoiding doing the easy stuff right. So I do say a CMA shouldn't be called a comparative market analysis. It should be called clear messaging always. That's what we're doing. We're in the business of communication. And I think this is a great example and a great scenario where everybody should be focused on the real skill sets that set us apart from anybody else in the marketplace to give advice. So let me just take a break here from talking, and I'm going to hand things over. Tio, you were in a session yesterday. We saw these folks up in Ottawa at conference, and we only saw them at conference for maybe an hour regarding safety protocols as real estate agents. And then yesterday they did a 5-hour, I guess, workshop with the Orangeville real estate board. And your message that you sent me in the afternoon, you were just completely blown away and gapped with what or misunderstandings when it comes to ensuring our safety as real estate agents. So yeah, if you have anything to share, we'd love to hear from you.
It was a really, really great session. It went on for 5 hours, didn't feel like 5 hours. There were not a lot of slides I can share. If I can share the screen, I can share some of the things and tips that they went through, but it was a lot of practical tactics, interactions with your partner, and what do you do in certain situation, and how do you protect yourself if it comes to that extreme. Like, we all hope that, you know, we never encounter any of these situations, but it happens. It happens more often than we think. Whatever you believe sometimes, and I'm at fault for this. I always think of nothing's going to happen, but things do happen. So I would like to be prepared, and I completely enjoyed the session. It was very valuable. It was worth the time. And they share some things that I would have never thought of, to be honest, and it's simple. And it's hard for me to go through the whole 5 hours, just summarize some of the tips that I think that you will find value in it. Can I share this? Oh, first of all, I don't want to go into that. We have a lunch and learn tomorrow in Orangeville with Alini and Chris at 12 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there. They showed some safety during showings and open houses. Now, during showings, and I've never thought of that, always lead from behind and position yourself behind the client and leave the doors unlocked, and always be aware of your surroundings, where the exit is. Never go into a bedroom or a bathroom alone with the client. Stand in the doorway just so you have visibility and you have a safe distance. Always keep a safe distance. Don't go too close. And they went through a lot of scenarios and how all this, you know, how you can be attacked, and how they stage settings, and how you get trapped into going into a room and then have no exit or no way to go out. And always never put yourself in vulnerable position. I'd never ever thought of that. And this is someone that will stage something for you and say, hey, what's the age of the furnace? And then you just, you know, bend down and you're in a vulnerable position that you have no escape from. And then, I mean, this is for safety and people that we don't know, people that are strangers, right, that we don't have a relationship with. And they went through all the why a safety device doesn't work, why your 911 call doesn't work. It takes them, you know, so many minutes to respond to a call. Sharing location doesn't work. All these things, and how actually we can protect ourselves with you know, little things that we can adjust when we show a home or we do an open house. And an open house, this is a good tip. So they said to include in the in the signing sheet that all the valuables have been removed. So including all the prescription drugs. We had some incidents regarding that lately. And also place a sign that the cameras are on premises, so it may be recording. That can be something that can deter someone from, you know, committing a crime. And they never ever go into a basement during an open house alone, right, with a stranger. They were giving us an example, and I want to ask everyone what they would do. You show a home to someone that is a lead from realtor.ca, and you meet and you show your listing, and then you notice that that person is stealing something from the house, and you're alone in the house with that person. So what do you do? What do you do in that particular situation? Do you confront, or do you stay silent and not say anything and then report it afterwards? That was a good example, a good experience, because he picked an agent from the crowd, and the agent said, I would confront the person. And he said, why would you do something like that with someone that may be a criminal, that this may not be the first time he's done something like this. How do you protect yourself, right, in that situation? So the best is to just safely go out and then report it afterwards. That was their advice. And keep that in mind. And then, of course, we had some real practice on self-defense tactics. And now, when you're facing a situation and someone's attacking you, these are really, really good tactics. The face rake, the palm strike, and the eye gouging, very powerful. So the eye gouging actually, the touching of the eyes and the actual hitting in the eyes will create will transmit something to the brain that will make that person fall to the ground, and then you can have some moments to escape that situation. It will take someone a few minutes to recover from that. That also is the same with face raking. So it's just scratching on the face as hard as you can from all over the face. So it will give the same result. Someone will be knocked on the floor, and then that's why it's very important to know your surroundings and where the exit is, so you can quickly get away. And never park your car in the driveway when you're showing a home. So you have an exit, and lock your doors, and then don't be concerned about leaving the house. Just lock your doors and make the calls and make sure you're safe. And then, return and lock the house if possible. If not, your safety is the most important thing. As we all know, there's not a lot that we can carry to protect ourselves, men and women in this industry. We can't carry guns, can't carry pepper spray, nothing like that, knives. And they were actually suggesting this tactical flashlight, and it has to be at least 1,000 lumens. And that, if you flash that straight in the eyes for a few seconds, someone will be temporarily blind. And that will give you, again, an opportunity to escape a situation. I think this is something that we all should purchase and have handy. It's really affordable, and I'd never thought of that. Never ever thought of that. And then they said, trust your instincts, and we all know, listen to your gut. If you feel like something is not right, just remove yourself from that situation, and don't be ashamed, and prioritizing your safety first. So trust your instincts. We all have that, and we all know when something is not quite right. Yeah, it was a really valuable session. You got to think a lot of some of the showings you did in the past with strangers and what could have gone wrong, and you had no training, absolutely no tips. These are as simple as they seem. They're powerful, and they can actually help you in a situation like this. And I hope nobody has to go through something like that, but there was just some stories from all over Canada. They do train in all parts of Canada that are just horrific. And some of these tactics can actually help. So thank you for everyone that attended. That was a great session.
Tia, thanks for sharing that. This is a heavy topic. It's a very serious topic, and I think it's important to continue this sort of discussion. I on a weekly basis, I hear about incidences from not severe, but to actually quite severe. And I won't review some of those now, but that was a great recap. I'm grateful you shared that with everybody today. That was wonderful. Thank you. I'll just share what I've got here, and then we're just kind of to wrap things up. Again, Potluck next Thursday up in the Orangeville office and in the Brampton office. Bring your spirit, guys. One thing, I mean, we're October 23rd right now, guys. There are people out there marketing to your clients. right now, they happen to be in the farm area that salesperson is working. What are you doing to stay top of mind with your clients? This concept of pop buys is something that's actually quite affordable and a wonderful tool to be top of mind to your clients. These are just some examples. These come from the Brian Buffini platform, which if you do have access to this platform, they provide these sorts of pop buy cards for ideas during seasons like this. And of course, don't forget, the froth is on its way as well too, but there's just an example, some taglines, again, cute, inexpensive things that you can drop off to your clients. I have heard in responses over the last couple of weeks as I'm talking about this, honestly, agents that have said to me, Trevor, I don't have the money to spend on this. And I'm like, let me just get this straight. You just did a deal with a client where you made $20,000, and you're telling me you can't spend $4 to $8 on a pop buy gift to that client to let them know how important. Do you know that source of opportunity, that referral that is waiting for you there? Like you guys, this is how we need to treat this as a business and not as a selfish transaction that I get dollars and I don't have to reinvest back into my business. That's not how we're running a business here. And you have an opportunity, again, opportunities, threats. Where are the opportunities? They're in your sphere of influence, the people that have done business with you, the people that do support you, the people you do ask. If you knew somebody that was going to purchase or sell in the next 6 months, would I be that person you send them to as far as a real estate agent? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Great. Here's some pumpkins, and here's a little tagline, to do that. And maybe I want to, spray paint a little C21, template on there, put a little bit of effort into something, doll it up a little bit. And I had a little screenshot here. I always talk about this little run I had, cute little run on 72 homes on Derwent Avenue, Core Crescent at Mono. I remember one night we had our Christmas party, and I met one of my clients who actually, she wasn't my client. She was actually, I sold that house, 8 Derwent, to them, and their agent didn't even show up. So I was kind of helping them through how to handle things, and it was pre-Tressa, let's be clear. But it was they just valued everything I was doing with them. And I remember seeing Adina here in the Starbucks, and she was like, "Oh, hey Trevor, we're having a Christmas party. You should come by." I'm like, "I can't," but I went out and bought a big container of, like, I don't know, $400 of booze. I knew all their friends on the street were going to be there, and I printed up a little, tagline there that said, people of Derwent Avenue, breaking news, Cannonball, just have a good time, have fun, right? Well, I mean, they posted that all over social media and had a great time. Yeah, I mean, people have posted, you bring by a pack of s'mores or an apple pie or a pumpkin pie. Oh my God, look what I got from my real estate. Guys, this is your sales force. This is where your opportunities are. And if you're not doing this, I would challenge you. If you don't even have the comfort level to go drop off a little pumpkin to say, Happy Halloween, or, yeah, this is a little bit more expensive, but like a $12 pack of candy to someone who just ate you, who impacted your family's life, making $20,000, $30,000. Come on, that's not a hard choice. That's easy stuff. Treat it like a business. What's happening in the month of October, November, December? This is the fun time. This is when it's fun to be a real estate agent. Look how much fun that I'm having with my clients, or people that they could be my clients. Like, this is fun stuff. Again, just some ideas for you here. I mean, this pack of pumpkins here, I think it was $3 for the pack of 3. Same thing over here. Like, this isn't expensive stuff. It's the thought that counts. It's the thoughtfulness. You get a bunch of these little pumpkins and you drop it off, and you put your business card there. It goes a long way. I'll just show you this. I'm doing this is my garage, by the way, exposing myself. This is my garage. My wife and I were like, let's get the kids. They're starting to get older. Let's get them into the spirit of Halloween. So we put together a haunted house. We're putting it on this weekend. So we built this on Sunday. And at times we're like yelling at each other, hold the plastic up, take it there, hold it there. And we're like, why are we doing this? Why the heck do we put ourselves in this? She's always like, you always do too much. You're over the top, Trevor. I can't stand this. Why did I marry you? Right? So she was like, but like, we're doing this to create experiences, of course, for our families. And my son, who's turning 14, who's like starting to get a little too cool. Well, I gotta get rid of that coolness there. Let's have a little bit of fun, right? But we'll have this open to the entire neighborhood, and we just kind of laid it out. I'm doing a lot more. I got cobwebs to put. I got so much more to do, but you don't go to an event, a networking event, and say, I'm a real estate agent. Here, someone use me. That's not what we do. Pull it back. Play it a little cool, right? I'll have people come by. Am I going to have my business card ready to go? Some people might do that, and I'm not criticizing that. But it's not the business card I'm trying to relay and say, I'm a real estate agent. No. I'm playing it a little cooler. I want sincere relationships. I want to just meet people. I was at an event. Simona was there last week. It was actually Simona's birthday party on a Monday evening. She had a bunch of people there. I'm not going around saying I do real estate, but yet you start talking to people and creating an experience for them. They are approaching you. That's what you want in sales. We're playing jujitsu. We're not boxing. I'm not trying to punch people out. I'm trying to pull them in. And when they least expect it, I'm giving them a great big bear hug, right? That's what we're doing, right? And again, these are the fundamentals of our business. I'd be remiss but like this is a key component. If you have a database of sphere of influence, again, people that say, I will refer someone to you if they're purchasing or selling. Great. You need to treat them properly. You need to treat them right. Do the easy stuff right. This is the easy stuff. We send a newsletter once a month. We send them monthly updates. We engage in their social media. We call them, right? Hey, how's it going? Send a birthday card. Not the standard happy birthday on Facebook. That's bullshit. No. Birthday card. Hand write it out. When was the last time you got a note like that? Oh my God, this person loves me. They see me. I'm worth something to them. Annual CMAs, that'll come up. Starting in January. You prepping for it? Anniversaries, both, personal and then their home anniversaries and pop-bys. This is doing the easy stuff right. If you're not doing this, don't talk to me about door knocking. Don't talk to me about farming. Don't consider any of these other initiatives that bring in new leads and new business. If you are, as Brian Buffini's always says, you're sitting on a field of gold, of what's that's not the term. I forget what he says. But a mine he's mining gold, he's mining all these jewels. You're standing on top of the jewels yourself. Oh no, I want to go knock on someone's door who's never met me before. And I have no plan to it, and I have nothing. Like, what are you talking about? What about your cousin? What about your friend? What about this person you used to work with? What about go through that entire list? Are you doing all these things for them? Well, they don't have any business for. But have you done these 5 or 6 things that are down here at the bottom? No. But that's why they're not taking you seriously as a real estate professional. They take you and they love you as the person, but not as you haven't transferred, you haven't programmed them and shown them you're serious. When we used to make corporate calls, into the secretary and, oh, I want to talk to the person that handles your conferencing collaboration services, right away, she's not taking me seriously. She's not taking me seriously. I got to do a lot more prep when I approach that call. So there's different tactics in that. You need to be taken seriously. I got my real estate license. Oh yeah, cool, great. And then they don't hear from you in 2 years. And then you're like, oh my God, I gotta switch brokerage, and then I gotta do this all over again. And I call them in 2 years, like, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. Okay, you said that to me 2 years ago, but I haven't heard from you and I haven't seen you. You don't ask the question, can I have your business, if you haven't earned the right to ask for that. That's a value that I have, that I think many of you have as well too. Is there scenarios, or are there scenarios you don't know unless you ask? I agree with that. You should ask. But if you haven't done the right things, so you're a taker then, are you? Because that's what people will think of you. Like I sincerely believe that. So I do the fundamentals, and once I've done the fundamentals, then I have the right to ask. That's when you ask. Anyways, that's Trevor's ramblings for a Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you guys.
All right. I'm going to talk food, dancing, and
Do
FinTrack.
it. Do it.
So if you haven't already, save the date. November 13th is going to be our 2-year FinTrack update course. That's going to be a webinar. Cassandra Walker is going to be doing that for us again. It is mandatory, so you should all be on that call. There will be a makeup date for those that are traveling and can't make it in that particular day, but it'll have to be done within like a 2-3 week window. In the chat, there's a link to Simona and Chris's Lunch and Learn. And if you haven't looked at some of the food we're having in Brampton, there is apple pie samosas on the list. And I don't know who's bringing the world's best pastries, but those are coming. And I did put, we may have some allergies because nobody's bringing veggies and salad. So join the list, bring some greens, dress in a costume. Let's see you guys all there. And the Christmas party. The Christmas party is happening November 22nd, and we need your RSVPs mid-month, around the 15th. The more the merrier. Get out there. Last year it was pretty awesome, right, Shanali?
But November
Yes,
29th, not
November
22nd.
29th.
Yeah,
Did I say
29th.
22nd?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd be there by myself. So the 29th,
The dance floor, hit the dance floor.
RSVPs by the 15th, please. That's it.
Christina, those are actually really important. That FinTrack session was probably the most important thing I needed to talk about today. So thank you, Christina. That is absolutely mandatory to be there. And yeah, appreciate that. Guys, we went a little bit over. Thanks for your patience. Hopefully that was valuable. Tio, thank you again for sharing that, your session yesterday. And Christina, thanks for reminding everybody of the very important sessions there. So yeah, good guys. I left no time for questions and answers. Sorry, I'll talk less next week and we'll bring those questions. Okay, guys? Enjoy your week. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.